went out right as I was coming up this hill. And now I have no power.
Just like that, poof, Lola's gone.
See, now this is rough. Right when I need it. I've only got a partial load on, so it's surprisingly not that unnormal for me right now. Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. We are finishing up at the Burton farm, which once we have this one done, there will be 2 farms left to harvest for soybeans. So I'm in Big Red and we're starting to have some issues. The check engine light came on and I've lost, I'd say roughly half of my engine torque. When we're driving Big Red, you know, half torque I guess really isn't saying much because I'm still driving. So I did a quick test to see what the error code is that it's throwing, and it is throwing a code 122, which tells me that it is the intake manifold air pressure sensor, and that is on the right side of the motor. There's actually 2 sensors that you can see standing on the side, but I called around, tried to find a place that I can get one of those map sensors are called, and Truck Country in Dubuque has one. So Hannah is hopping in the truck and she's heading down to buy that sensor. I already bought it, and she's probably going to meet me somewhere so I can get this changed out. She should meet me there. I might be able to stop somewhere in Dickeyville, you know, as long as the truck doesn't totally give out, but it's still going. It's not telling me shut down the motor or anything. What that map sensor does is it tells the truck how much fuel to inject into the motor, so it knows, hey, you know, this is the amount of fuel that we need. So since that sensor's not working, it kicked out, and it's just using a default value for the air to fuel ratio. Hopefully we can meet up with Hannah here soon, get that sensor changed out. It is fairly accessible, so it shouldn't be too hard to fix. I just hope that it is the sensor and it's not the wiring from the sensor to the ECM, because that wiring is kind of bad. So I'll let you guys know if I break down on the way. I just hope the weigh station isn't open, because I don't want to have to explain to the DOT officer why I only pulled Big Red across the scale at 2 miles an hour instead of 3. I feel a little bit better now because I do feel like it is that map sensor for sure. I was worried about it being a wiring issue to the map sensor, but I think that that's probably it, because I had stopped, took it out, and had a closer look at it, kind of, you know, tinked on it a little bit, and now it hasn't worked at all. So maybe that was just the kill hit that I gave it. Should be rolling up on us any time now. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking out the map sensor. All right, so this is what we're dealing with. Now, when the air comes into the motor, it comes in behind the air filter right here. It comes down, goes into the turbo, where it gets pressurized and gets pushed through the front of the radiator up there. The point of that is to get the air as cool as possible, because it'll combust better, gives you more power with colder air over warmer air. So once it goes through there, it comes back over and goes into the intake manifold, which is right here. The exhaust manifold is right down below it. They both come together and meet at the turbo. So you got exhaust coming out here that's powering the turbo and pressurizing the air. Now, on our intake manifold, we've got this first sensor, which I'm pretty sure is just a temperature sensor. When I unplug it, the fan automatically kicks in and starts. Then we've got this larger sensor in the back, right back there, and that is our intake manifold air pressure sensor. And what that does is it senses how much pressure using voltage that there is in the how much air pressure there is in the manifold. So the engine knows how much fuel to supply to the motor to get a better ratio of fuel and air mixture. When that's not working, it gives a default mixture, a default reading of the sensor to basically just keep the engine running. I don't recommend running it without this sensor working like I am, because it can cause the engine to misfire when it messes up. So you start by taking out the wire there. Like I said, I'm really banking on the wiring not being a problem. I checked the code up in the cab, and it's 122. That's the whole circuit. So it could be anything from that sensor to the wiring up to the pin on the computer, which I really think is just a sensor, and I really hope that it's not anything else, because that's way more serious. Puppies! Woo!
Hi there.
What do we got?
Your part.
Put the paper in the center console, please.
And your food.
So there's a little diaphragm in here that measures the air pressure. And depending on where that's at, that's how you get your voltage that tells the computer how much pressure there is after the turbo. Boy, it looks like a whole different part. It's the new and the old. The O-ring is out. That could have been causing issues. According to this, it can take up to a minute for the light to cycle. Well, that's a good sign. Check engine light went out. All right, we should be good. Fixed up and ready to go. Something stupid like that can easily mess up your day. Big Red's been running good since we fixed that sensor this morning. We're up on my last bean field now. If we can finish this tomorrow, that leaves one field left. They're calling for rain 2 days from now, so tomorrow might be our last chance until the rain subsides, but they're still calling for clear weather later this week. As of right now, I'd say we have probably 60, 70 acres left. The drive shaft on the combine broke again, but since we had ordered that spare, Travis just went back to the farm and grabbed the one that we had. We just finished harvesting the last of my soybeans, so that leaves Travis's farm, which is roughly 45 acres left to harvest yet. So it did start to rain, and we've got a half load on the semi, so I'm going to take that to Warren tomorrow. But they're saying it's supposed to keep raining through tomorrow, so that puts us out for at least 2 days. At this point, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, because we need a little reprieve from the constant harvesting. A, to work on some stuff, but also B, just to take a break, because it's been 8 days straight now of harvesting, which, don't get me wrong, it's really nice, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be done with beans about twice as soon, at about half the time as we have in the past. So things are looking up. We haven't batted an eyelash at the corn yet, but once we're done with this farm, it's going to be all eyes on corn from here on out. So we're bringing the equipment up to the farm that we're going to be harvesting next. Then we're all ready and set to go once things dry up to where we can harvest again, which, looking at the forecast, isn't going to be much of an issue, because it's supposed to rain through tomorrow, and then it looks like another 2 weeks of dry weather. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on where we go from here, but the next 2 days it's going to be nice to get caught up on some of the work that we need to get caught up on, like working on that Easy Trail grain cart. The gearbox is going out on it. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all How Farms Work. And with that, I'll see you next time.